Welcome to another chaotic reading in my room. I don't have my setup, and that's okay. So, we have a really beautiful reading here. There is something about a past life coming through. Okay, so you have recently been through a big transformation, it seems, with the death card here. There's been a big change. I think that something has been let go of or something. Something's ended. We have a red sun rising. And if you're a Lord of the Rings nerd, you'll know what I'm referencing. But blood has been spilled. And that means that there has been some sacrifices that you've made in this transformation. So, yeah, you've had to leave stuff behind or cut your losses in some way. And this transformation felt like a huge shift for you, really inevitable. It came at you just with this finality, this really intense energy of it's time to move on. It's time to go on to the next thing. And I think that's where you're at right now. You're in that moment of the dawn. And you're ready for the next thing. And I don't know what that thing is yet, but we'll see. Currently, you have an underlying energy of the Ace of Pentacles. And that's a real new start. That's something that is actually budding. So this is like springtime bud energy. It's also a seed that is actually something's growing from it. It's the sun. It is the pentagram. It's there's a wholeness here where that you're feeling in yourself. You're feeling this sense of wholeness. Okay, so I do think it's possible that there is a connection that's coming in here, but we'll see what happens later. I think what you were leaving behind was a community. And I think it was either a place or a group of friends or a group of people, maybe people you worked with, that just did not resonate with you. Three of Cups reversed. It's the second time I've made a slip up about the Three of Wands. So I think I'm going to speak to it in this reading, which is the Three of Wands is about manifestation and about waiting for your ships to come in and just basically like looking out over the horizon and watching things that you know that you're kind of expecting to finally come towards you, or to look over that vast horizon and wait to see those things, to look out and to vision and to be patient. And yeah, but I also get that it has a very creative energy, a very collaborative energy. So something that I think you got sick of being around people that didn't feel like you actually manifested them. It's like a community that was not actually aligned with you at all. And so part of this big transformation, I'm hearing there was a move, or you are moving now. You're taking those steps to really change things. You're really determined to move forward into a new social environment, one where you feel like you are connecting to people genuinely, where there are kindred spirits around, and where there's I'm honestly, yeah, people that feel familiar to you and that feel like they are your home. And I think you have I don't know why I'm saying a fantasy, but I don't take that in the wrong way, in the bad way. But I think you have an imagination, let's say, where you really dream of meeting someone, one person or maybe multiple people, friends or something, that you feel like it's a past life connection in a good way. And I think that's something that you're expecting and that you're moving towards. And that's part of your reason for leaving this other community behind, or this other people behind, is that you're I need to feel first of all, that I chose my friends. This could be leaving behind a group of people that you connected with in high school, and you're so not the same person anymore, and you have to move on to a different world, into a different environment. that is much more abundant and much more aligned for who you are now and the gifts that you have to offer. So I do see there being a particular connection ahead of you that you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about when you meet this person or these people. And it could be a platonic friendship, but it also could be a lover. But for now, there's this really innocent energy and like childlike energy coming through. So in any case, the way that you will connect with this person is through the inner child. Like you'll feel really curious with each other. You'll feel really open to, like you'll be asking a lot of questions of each other and then answering really honestly and exploring things through that kind of curious and yet gentle approach. I'm really seeing you being really quite interested in this person. The person might be younger than you a little bit, or they have something really gentle about them, actually. And that doesn't mean that they're meek. I'm actually getting that they're very strong in terms of their like fortitude, or they have like an internal strength to them if they don't have physical strength, but they could have physical strength too. But there's something contemplative about them. Or maybe that's you and you're the contemplative one, and this other person is really interested in you and they're going to have like a lot of attention and questions for you. But this is a really interesting connection that I see ahead of you, and I think you're going to feel like, yes, like this is what I was looking for. I was looking for something that felt like aligned and interesting and that's drawing me in, rather than this other situation in this world with this social circle that was basically just like, I'm thinking like full of gossip or full of like almost vapid. It was like vapid, or people were really tied up in substances and you didn't want to do that anymore. Like maybe all your friends were drinkers and you were like, I don't want to be doing that anymore. You want something a little more wholesome, like a lifestyle that's more wholesome or something. And it's funny because if that's the case, you're looking for connections that feel really resonant with you at an internal level, that feel emotionally safe. So there's this kind of like sense of wholesomeness, like I said, around what you really want, what you're really ready for now. But the thing is that your energy is so cutthroat, Queen of Swords and Death, that I just like, it's so dope because it's like you're not messing around anymore with that inner space, with those, first of all, with your needs, but also I think you're like protecting your inner child. And you know that like this is something that's really important in your social life, and that you were in environments where your most sacred self was not, like your really most sacred self was not seen, was not really like understood, and wasn't recognized. So you're moving into social environments now, or a particular relationship that is going to actually recognize you for who you are, and that's so beautiful. Your decision making on this is really cool, because you could potentially look at this as being like, oh no, I lost people that I don't, like, or like cutting these people out, so to speak. It's not that you did this in an aggressive way, but just cutting them out. It's basically just like, okay, we're moving on, cutting our losses, we're moving on. Instead of dwelling on that and feeling bad about it, really, it's like you're acknowledging the truth of what happened. You're acknowledging the emotions about that, but you're actually just focusing on like what's ahead. And again, there's these two cups. And so I'm really seeing like there's a particular relationship that is kind of the opening into this new social world that is so much more resonant for you. Or it's like you're just like keeping your eye on the ball. You're like, no, I'm going to focus on again, like that vision of the relationship or friendship or social world that I really like and that makes me happy and that I know is much more true. So anything that has fallen away is, let me just adjust this. Anything that has fallen away really is just you're letting it go. And that's because you're looking at things with such a clarity now that you maybe didn't have before, but now you really have this clarity. So Let's get a little oracle message maybe. This is a beautiful reading. I like this reading a lot. Her hand gentles the war. This is like, I almost see this as you being like a peacekeeper. You've been a peacekeeper in your social world, in your environment. And it's like there's been people who are like kind of chaotic in your world, and you're like, okay guys, can we just calm down? Can we just not do that? Can we just maybe like and they're just like blah 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 blah. And I see this again with the gossip thing. Like maybe you're around people that are so gossipy, and you're just like, okay, maybe we should just like not be talking about stuff like that, or like bringing that energy in. And so you just, it's like that's your energy I'm really feeling. And I think you've realized, okay, I can spend my energy, my beautiful sacred energy that no one else is really actually recognizing the work that I'm doing here, like the energy work that you were doing in this situation. And you're like, I think I might actually just leave this where it is and go and put my energy into environments where it's really, really respected and understood, and where it's really valued. I think that your gentleness was not valued in this other situation, and you're gonna be excited about this, I think, or maybe not, but and so yeah, I think that you really were like, I'm done with this. I'm gonna say also, for some of you, this could have been you leaving behind like a third party situation, like in a relation, like a romantic situation. I don't know, but it looks like if that's the case, you're just like, holy shit, I'm leaving that situation behind. Like maybe you got embroiled in something, or somebody embroiled you in a situation that you didn't consensually agree to, and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna peacefully exit this situation. Even if it was not a peaceful situation, you are taking your energy, you're calling it back, you're calling like quits on this situation, you're calling it like it is, and you're moving on. And this is like a hugely significant moment for you. It is actually transformational for you, because I think this situation you were in, it's like you could have stayed there, but you were never going to be able to find like this well, I'm not gonna say never, but you probably were never going to be able to connect properly with this aligned relationship energy. But it's just like that doesn't even really matter in this reading, because I think that you already have made this decision. You're already on your way. Like that's so behind you now. You're so focused on what you know is better for you, and what's the positive of this situation, of like what's ahead. So yeah, you've done this for yourself. You've really like calmed your own life down, I'm getting, by making this decision. And we have Sacred Falcon leads the way, so that means that you were really being guided by spirit. This is like the Holy Spirit I'm seeing. The falcon is like a symbol of spirit for me, and it's also like it has really great, really, really, really good eyesight, and is very fast. So I see that you have very clear perspective on this move, on this situation, on this like closing out of a cycle or a community or something, or relationship. And you're seeing things so clearly. Like you're seeing things really with the clarity of spirit itself, of God. And it's also going to move really fast, I think, or something about this transition is actually a lot faster than you think. It's going to surprise you with how fast it is. And it's going to, it's going to really, I am just really feeling that feeling of things being actually almost instantaneous in making this decision. You may not actually have to like physically move anywhere. It's just like an instantaneous energy shift, and it just happens like so fast, and new people are brought in. So it was just a decision you had to make. And I'm telling you, you guys, I cut the deck randomly, and we got Priestess of the Perfect Pairing makes the match. This is the only like one of two love cards in that deck. So again, I think there's a one-on-one relationship, and it could be romantic. And I think if it is romantic, it's like it is soulmate level, and this person really understands you, and you're connecting at a inner child level in like the best possible way, because you have this like sacredness with your inner child. You take care of that part of yourself. This other person takes care of themselves. This other person loves themselves in a deep way, in that they care for their inner child, they care for their own needs, and they know themselves, and they are not afraid of themselves. They're like, it's like they have true self-esteem, or they're at least building true self-esteem, and they're on that path. And so that's what you are, and that's what you want. So you're like, you're gonna love this. You're gonna feel so calm. And I'm really just getting this like nervous system calm, this like quiet sleepiness, this like nice, really nice energy, and also like really fun. This person likes beauty, and so do you. So you will connect on things that are beautiful. You'll connect on sensory things, sensory experiences. You'll go out around town if that's something that interests you. You'll be out doing things that you both like. Like, it's just going to be really, really effortless, because you have so much crossover in what you like. Or there's that curiosity thing. So if one of you like wants to go do something and the other person doesn't normally do that, there's an openness and a curiosity there. And it just feels so much easier and freer, because these other people that you've been around or been with, they just like didn't fucking get it. I don't know. They just didn't get it, or you didn't get it, or like there was a mismatch in energy. And it seems like they just wanted to do, I think they were getting stuck, and it also looks like they were wanting to do life in a way that just felt so not correct for you. So yeah, you're moving on, and isn't that dope? I love that for you. Thank you so much for hanging out. Oh, gorgeous, Grandmother Earth. So yeah, really grounded energy here. You're so supported. This is such a healing reading, I think, or just a healing energy that you were stepping into, and you know your worth. You're so connected with your worth and with what you know is healthy and beneficial for you. And so this is really going to be, you're going to see this in your relationships for sure. I'm also seeing you really spending a lot more time exploring yourself, exploring your own possibilities, going out into landscapes, maybe like nature biomes that are really inspiring for you, or is also going to be a part of this new like kind of way of being. It's like you're swapping out party town for like Oz. I don't know why I'm getting the Wizard of Oz, but it's just these fields in this picture. But just for like heaven. You're swapping out party for like peace and genuine adventure and exploration, but it's all very peaceful, very, very like rosy and warm. And yet you are holding your boundaries with such clarity and such strength that you're almost kind of like, you're almost a bit like, it's kind of cutthroat. I said this earlier, but there's such a beauty to that. You could be a Libra, you could be an Aquarius, but I really see like this energy of Libran clarity, like in its highest octave, its highest form. Libra is about justice. So you're just matter of fact about things. That's why I'm also kind of seeing like an Aquarian energy too, because sometimes Aquarians can be like just like detached, but it's more Libran because there's more of this focus on love and beauty and just knowing self-worth and understanding the self and knowing what you're worth. And yeah, this is really lovely. I like how you're simplifying things. You're like simplifying your life. That's how you bring peace in. That's how you gentle the war, so to speak, that is around you, the chaos around you. It's like you're really finding that inner peace. And then allowing it, well, actually not allowing, but choosing, like actively choosing to do things or to be around people that cultivate this vision that you have of a peaceful existence that you can cultivate on your own. But it's like, now I get to have other people around me that have this same energy. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, you're going to really be communing with this group or with this person, and it's going to be really wonderful. And if it is romantic, it's going to be very passionate as well, and emotional at the same time. There's going to be lots of balance between the emotional and the passionate. And yeah, I'm really seeing you guys, like, you and this person or these people are really going to enjoy just being in peace, and like even sitting in silence and like looking out to the horizon, and just, it's like your life is just better having these people around. So blessings to you. I hope this resonated with you, and yeah, thank you for being here. Love you so much. Bye.